Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. All right, it is currently 10:15 a.m. I did capture video of what is this presence of the state's light source, which is a fake sun. This is the light source that maintains presence over me while I'm being targeted by the state. Doing so by virtue of placing that which is a fake sun over the 280 North Lemon Apartments. And where did the state do that? Well, I'm at the Ovid Family Community Library. And pointing out in that video that I captured is the common sense analysis, where you're talking about it being over the 280 North Lemon Apartments at this time in the morning, and doing so in conflict with remaining stationary over the vehicle at 630 North Fern, as I have shown you in video, and also remaining over me at the B&G Plaza, as I also illustrated in video, not only yesterday, but you're talking about what is 10:16 a.m. right now while I'm recording on podcast. I just captured this video at 10:13 a.m. The state's fake sun is remaining over the Ovid Family Community Library. All right, it is not coexisting with being over the B&G Plaza while I'm showing you at the S.I.I.S Liquor. The state's fake sun is hovering over that S.I.I.S Liquor while the state flies over my head by helicopter, while those demons are patrolling around in directed light, while they're driving around all around me. They are engaging in terrorism while they're doing so, because that's not sunlight, and it's also not the sun that I capture at that time, which was 10:17 yesterday. What I also pointed out before arriving at that B&G Plaza, capturing that video at 10:17 a.m., you're talking about what is the state's light source that is remaining over the vehicle as she drives from what is 621 North Fern, where the state's light source is directly over, and she drives onto B Street, that is driving east onto B Street, and capturing video of what is the Ontario Police Department engaging in criminal activity with the people of the state. That is, they are engaging in what is monitoring with communication devices, as the elements of monitoring with communication devices are underway by use of that police vehicle, by relevant positioning, and those demons of the police department, those demons that are the people of the state, are engaging in monitoring together. All right, and that they're doing that under what is the fake sun, which I show you in video is moving in real time. I also show you in video what is the absence of that light source over the Ontario Town Square. You're seeing it in the opposite direction. You're seeing what is remaining over the vehicle compared to what is remaining over the 280 North Lemon Apartments. That's not what you see in that video. All right, and this is the state's fake sun that's directly over the 280 North Lemon Apartments, because I am here. And that is the ongoing documentation, as I have shown, stalking with a fake sun, which is a light source speaking to the criminal conduct of the people of the state. And you're understanding, again, as I show you that ongoing cumulative documentation, what the state of California is engaging in. And it is a statewide system. It is a criminal system. And it is based on what is interstate stalking. This is surveillance by government, though, and the government is engaging in surveillance with the people of the state. And that's how you understand what is law enforcement engaging in criminal conduct with the people of the state, and what is the absence of normal society, contrary to how the state of California, as I'm focusing on where I'm located, the state of California, but you're talking about what is the general public engaging in literally the appearance of normalcy. And I'm showing you what is the absolute opposite of that. This is absolutely abnormal. They're in a cartoon-like environment under fake sun around what is artificially engineered light for an ongoing criminal purpose, which is entirely demented. All right, it is what is revealing demonic activity while criminal conduct is underway, as I have been documenting, and it is referred to, as federal group stalking and monitoring. It is interstate stalking. It is engaging in monitoring with communication devices, and it is that which is engaged in by the demon-possessed, and this includes the government that is operating that system. It is the state's pattern of conduct, and the people of the state are the vicarious actors. They are identified as third parties, and you're talking about what is the absence of any legitimacy by that government engaged in such criminal system of surveillance, and this is how the government is monitoring American citizens, and that is why in that video I capture at 10:13, which is also pursuant to what is an ongoing history of the state placing its fake sun over this venue where I'm at, the Ovid Family Community Library, for the duration of the day. As I arrive here before 10 o'clock, I enter at 10 o'clock, and you see the state's fake sun right there hovering over the 280 North Lemon Apartments. That is not coexisting with while I'm at the B&G Plaza. My back is toward the direction of what is the Ovid Family Community Library. I'm facing the camera showing you what is over the hood of the roof of the Shiro's Liquor, the B&G Plaza, remaining there as I continuously face south and show you the people of the state stalking and hovering over in airplanes, including Amazon Prime, Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Frontier Airlines, UPS, and FedEx, using commercial airline planes to engage in that terrorism and engage in what is surveillance while they are monitoring the documentation of that criminal conduct that they are doing with the government. All right, and so that's what that video is revealing. It is mutually exclusive to remaining over the B&G Plaza, what I captured on video. It is mutually exclusive to being over me while I'm in the vehicle, and that fake sun is moving in real time while I'm showing you yesterday the criminal conduct, the malicious system in operation. As you see, the Ontario Police Department at that ARCO located at 434 North Euclid Avenue, where at the same time as I'm showing you today, the state's fake sun is stationary over me as I'm facing the 280 North Lemon Apartments. You can look at those two videos, and that is the identification of what is a fake sun. It is not over the Ontario Town Square location. It's not over the Ovid Family Community Library, and you are also understanding what is the witnessing the real-time movement of that fake sun, which is not going to mean, if it's moving that rapidly while you're in a vehicle, then it is not remaining stationary. This is what I mean. Everything that the state is doing is revealing what is mutually exclusive, and it is none other than what I have shown you that the state is doing, stalking with a light source. Stalking with light, that in and of itself is demonic, and the government is doing that. Okay, and the government is doing that because it is engaging in surveillance, monitoring with communication devices, and that is in violation of Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. All right, it is currently 10:21 a.m., and contrary to what I showed you yesterday, contrary to what I showed you on December 24th, 2021, while I'm in the city of Glendora, contrary to what I showed you on December 31st, 2021, when I'm leaving the venue of American Inn, contrary to what I showed you on January 1st, 2021, where I remain at 630 North Fern at this time, okay, contrary to what I showed you on January 2nd, 2021, where we get on from, leaving from what is 621 North Fern Avenue, and the state's fake sun is over the vehicle, going to what is then Euclid, the gas station of the ARCO at Euclid and 8th Street, getting on the 10 freeway, going to the Fontana Lewis Library, which I capture over that venue at 11 o'clock. The state's fake sun is here and remaining here. All right, and that is the cumulative documentation of what is stalking with the fake sun. I do want to document the state sounding its sirens as I get out of Tracy Banks' vehicle. All right, while you see on video, as I'm showing you their license plates, they're engaging in the stalking conduct on video. That's what they are doing is called crossing path. That's what group stalking is. They are crossing path with communication devices. They are keeping me surrounded. They are doing so in what is directed light. They are doing so under what is the fake sun that's directly over my head. All right, that's demonic activity that you're witnessing. These are the demon-possessed engaging in that. And what the demon-possessed are doing in concert and on behalf of the state, that is third parties acting vicariously on behalf of the government. That is, in other words, the government engaging in pacing all around in their vehicles, standing all around, living inside of that venue of 280 North Lemon Apartments. Doesn't matter how old that demon-possessed stalker is, and that old, that venue filled with old people. It's just 55-plus property, I believe, the Ontario Senior Housing Partner, located at 280 North Lemon. It's a facilitating venue, and I've documented their facilitation as well on many occasions. But the state placing its fake sun, understand you're talking about what is an expansive reveal of a criminal system and the unveiling of what is their condition, demon possession. All right. It is currently 10:23 a.m. and this is P.O.C.
The Bobo store.
7XQD 455. It's 6:05 p.m.
No, it's not. This is not.
It ain't no fun. Let's see, license plate 797MC molesting. That's a handicap license plate at the McDonald's on Mountain Avenue where I showed you the fake sun and directed light. They're molesting while in traffic. And these minions around a relevant position are monitoring that ongoing sexual violence. It's 6:06 p.m. 7YSJ204. 8VQB202. AX48J87. That's paper. 4XES562. Ironwood Electric LLC. Molesting 13199J2. Molesting 7CWW707. 27264J2. They're all molesting. 8SJG185, 8PCT846, 6NSC688, 6:14 p.m. 8WKS054, 8YHA427. This is these weirdos just have light just appearing in the dark out of nowhere. It's not coming from traffic. These are demons in traffic. It's stalking on the roads and the highways, and they are such 7BTA624. It would be unbelievable but for documentation. That sounds about right for him. License 7VOX386, molesting. RU4ABJ, molesting. 8WEZ684.
Okay, are you leaving or not?
So RU4ABJ is stalking with light with 4VHT454, I believe, and then there's a vehicle that's to my side while this is quote unquote waiting for someone to pull out. They're surrounding me with light, and they're engaging in demonic activity, and they're monitoring with communication devices. It is license plate 8RAL471 is sitting in the dark in the parking lot monitoring to that activity creation. It's 6:17 p.m. Molesting. License plate 8EHM428 and RU4ABJ patrolling in the parking lot. 6VGF73L molesting. It is currently 6:18 p.m. It's 6:58 p.m. Walmart's engaging in P.O.C. with a minion that is here on the grounds engaging in surveillance with the people. So you have an African-American female on surveillance cameras. I'm at register number 3, and she's engaging in exceedingly hostile audible activity creation. This is all monitoring me, okay? And she's screaming about her cell phone. I'm on surveillance cameras right now inside of Walmart, and it's 6:59 p.m. Is that it? That's it, right?
That's it. That's all of our bags.
Alrighty, this demon comes in hollering in relevant position. Alright, this old raggedy, yuck mouth, trashy criminal monitoring with Walmart, okay? And stops yelling as I start recording, alright? And they're patrolling in the bathroom, and these demons are patrolling by the register. Did she give me a receipt?
Wait.
They're patrolling by the register.
You pay it.
I did. I swiped it. It's waiting still. And they're patrolling around the register. These are demons just repeatedly like psychopaths walking by over and over and over again. The rest of it is, it's 8:36. Thank you, Louise. Have a good evening. Alrighty, and you have, okay, you can push it that way. Hi, and Ariane, this is an African-American female who's loitering in alignment with me. The minions are standing across the back of the where the registers are, where I'm making payments. This is called positioning. This is Walmart, and understand this minion that is present as a patron is monitoring engaging in criminal conduct together, okay? And doing so by walking in, she lost her cell. This is the narrative that these demons are. She lost her cell phone. She walks in hollering at the top of her lungs. Understand that this is the P.O.C, and that is also what is harassment while they're engaging in monitoring me together, all right? This is all on surveillance camera. It's 7:02 p.m. and I'm also on surveillance camera leaving the venue now. And those minions that are in the parking lot, swirling around in directed light with their vehicles, are monitoring to that facilitating activity that black-faced demon who is monitoring with law enforcement is intentionally creating with Walmart, by the way. All right? Again, having nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. These are demons engaging in criminal conduct. And let me give you some license plates. What? 8YUL233. 8TQC152. All right, molesting, and understand Walmart is molesting me as well. Okay, this is how that goes, and this is the venue that is a sex offender also monitoring me in the bathroom. All right, 7KFK574. Also molesting while the fake son sits over Walmart. Understand all the ways in which sexual violence is underway by demons. 7DXB164. 8WAS034. Demons that are patrolling, repeatedly crossing paths. Inside of the Walmart, demons are patrolling, repeatedly walking back and forth, okay? That's all that they are doing inside of that store. And it is literally psychopaths that are engaging in that kind of just walking back while I'm in the aisle, for example, paying at the register. You literally have demons, which you'll see on camera as them walking around. They are patrolling all around me. And that's all that they're doing in traffic in the parking lot. All right, it's currently 7:03 p.m. This is P.O.C. All right, here comes the genius that is the entity providing the wealth of documentation with which will be the absence of any legal excuse where the government is monitoring, and that's why the entity is engaged in that obsessive stalking with helicopter, especially at facilitating venues such as Walmart. All right, engaging in what is placing a fake son over Walmart, engaging in stalking by helicopter over Walmart, while you are molested with directed light at Walmart. The state is sounding helicopter activity right now, just as I showed you on video. The last time I showed you video of helicopter activity, it was at Walmart. The same exact venue. Okay, this is P.O.C. while demons are patrolling. HCLD 482 is monitoring and terrorizing with Walmart, stalking with helicopter. License 8LBB 424, 8BOF 468. Operational communication device 461647. 46147W2. 7RAVO67. 339TR. That's handicap. 8UJJ084. 8TXN 697. BU50G42, that's paper. 4WON 432. 8LMB 632, in case I didn't read that one. It's 7:04 p.m. and that is helicopter activity. License 7UUM166 is crossing path in directed light while the demon is flying in a circle in a helicopter. Okay, that's a demon that's flying that helicopter. That demon is in a position of government engaging in terrorism and interstate stalking. A demon in the parking lot in perfect alignment with me using their reverse lights. This is demonic. 8TQC152, and it's 7:07 p.m. leaving Walmart where I did capture video. It's 7:05 approximately, and this is literally all hallmarks. I'm being molested with directed light. Demons are stalking in the path with light, while the state, that is the demon flying in a helicopter in a circle, amplifying that audible activity, while the ongoing entity altogether is engaging and listening to every word that I utter. Let me be clear, not only is that the P.O.C, this is demonic, and it is also criminal, while that creation of that terrifying activity and conduct of stalking in a helicopter, yet again, while I'm documenting the entity. Understand that. And it is at what is relevant Walmart, okay? It is currently 7:08 p.m. It is currently 10:37 p.m., so I just want to document as far as the pattern of conduct. I did capture on video. You see what is the pattern of conduct, and you see in here the pattern of conduct underway at third-party facilitating venue Walmart at 1333 North Mountain Avenue. And it is replete with the ongoing terrorism via helicopter. And that's exactly what is speaking to that ongoing P.O.C. while this entity is stalking, meaning literally following me from place to place. And this is why you have the same entity, the same demon-possessed government that is literally a demon-possessed actor flying a helicopter. Literal, understand that is the picture of a psychopath in that position, in operation of such a machine to engage in criminal conduct, absolutely demented and pointless, and entirely illegitimate, okay? And doing so while they are also, and that is the government that is also aware of the fact that their criminal conduct is revealed, it is being documented, it will be used against it. So, like I said, the entity following from Walmart to where it is that I am inside of a vehicle on a street where the state has been documenting engaging in an ongoing long-term pattern of stalking by helicopter. All right. And the state engaging in 5 additional times of sounding helicopter activity over this vehicle. And I want to be clear, not only is this the psychopath, this is Satan in operation over a people. All right. And that's what is the cause of what is a psychopath, by the way. All right. And that's what is also the con man, you're talking about dealing with cycles. You're talking about dealing with the demonic. The demonic is smiling in your face. The demonic is acting like they're normal like you. The demonic is studying you and understanding whatever it is that you think is normal, whatever you think is acceptable, and literally engaging in taking on that outward form. A psychopath does that, while they are the total opposite of it, engaging in conduct which is entirely demented. Weird is insufficient. All right, but this is a term that anyone can understand. That which is of Satan, that which is of the demonic, is entirely twisted. It is wicked. It is dark. It is of freaks. And that is not an exaggeration. I am not hyperbolizing anything. You're talking about what is revealing the unbalanced, mentally diseased. They're not only mentally diseased, but you're talking about you are mentally unstable. But this is not insanity such that you don't know what you're doing. A psychopath knows exactly what they're doing. Engaging in living as existing as a con. Okay, that's exactly what the government is doing. It's corrupt. This is a corrupt government. All right, and they are infected with demon possession. This is the same with the people. The people of the state of California. You are talking about what am I describing? Something that is massive. Okay. There is no exception with the P.O.C. This is state surveillance. This is pervasive demon possession. Yes, it is that large. It's that massive. It's that pervasive. Okay. And this is psychopaths that are threatening your life, placing you under surveillance, listening to every word that you utter, while now you are talking about prosecuting that entity. That's going toward the ways in which you prosecute that one that is threatening your life. This is a very dangerous, unbalanced entity, and whoever it is, this person that's before you representing that entity, monitoring you and placing you under surveillance. All right. So like I said, the state engaging in 5 additional times sounding helicopter activity. This is relevant to what is Woodside Senior Apartments, 408 West G Street. They're monitoring to that. While the demon-possessed, the entity, are driving by, which is stalking in the path, their group stalking, and the state is aiming directed light inside of this vehicle repeatedly over and over again. This is demonic activity, by the way. These are psychopaths. All right. And they're engaging in focusing on me. Helicopter over me, helicopter sounding inside of the vehicle, a light show inside of the car. This is straight out of hell. These are demons. Okay. And they're engaging in criminal conduct. What they are doing is in violation of federal law. It is interstate stalking. The demonic, the government that is placing American citizens under surveillance, which is entirely satanic. The methods employed are satanic. Stalking with light is of Satan. All right. Stalking as a group. You're talking about that ongoing, identical, concerted, simultaneous group conduct of one demonic mind. These are demons, okay? And you're talking about stalking with simultaneity, what I have defined as, what I have presented to you as, so in order to understand what demons are doing. Stalking with audible activity, that's demonic. Right? You're not dealing with normal people. You're talking about looking at the back of a human being who was a demon-possessed stalker, and the eye of Satan remains on you. That demon-possessed person, those demon-possessed people do not have to look at you face to face. You're dealing with demons that are looking straight at you. Okay? You're dealing with that which is of the supernatural. You're not looking at what is spirit. You can't see that. And these demons rely on it. They know that you cannot see the fact that they're demon-possessed. You can't see it. You can't see it. And not only that, let me be clear, this whole pattern of conduct is designed out of the pit of hell, conjured up in the pit of hell to naturally result in what is the false and unjust depiction of someone alleging strangers are following them. The government is following them. The government is placing them under surveillance. The government is messing with however the ordinary target individual would describe it, and likely not in a way, because you don't know what's going on. It's very confusing and it's very terrorizing. All right. It's designed to traumatize you because you're talking about what are freak weirdos. And let me be clear, but for documentation, Satan having a field day showing the freaks and the demons that they are. And you're talking about before they were confronted with documentation. Okay. Acting like the weirdos that they are, trying to scare somebody. They did it to me, and I'm revealing to you that's what they are. They're a bunch of cons. They're criminals. Okay. And they belong in straitjackets. They are living life in California as cons. All right. These are psychopaths, and they're engaging in threatening the lives of American citizens whom they continuously place and keep under surveillance on behalf of a government. This is unprecedented. Okay, so I want to be clear. Not license plate. You already know that license plate, but Woodside Senior Apartments relevant positioning. They are just as well engaged in, they are monitoring, in other words, while the state is sounding helicopter activity, that demon is flying in a circle in a helicopter over the vehicle, and aiming directed light inside of the vehicle while these demons are patrolling all around. That is, not only is that P.O.C, this is demonic activity, understand that, but you're talking about what is facilitation as well. While the P.O.C is underway, you are enabling everyone else to monitor, well, to engage in interstate stalking as well, to monitor me with communication devices with the government, an ongoing threat to the life. All right. So you're talking about what is, first of all, as far as prosecution, that there's more than one federal charge by being documented. I just want to remind you about that. So anyway, this is Woodside Senior Apartments, 630 North Fern, 621 North Fern, 430 West G Street, 325 West G Street, 636 North Vine, that's 711, all of Vine Avenue. There are I can't remember the name of those apartments at the intersection of Vine and G Street. It's not Woodside Senior Apartments. There's another apartment community complex, which I have documented before. 714 North Vine Avenue. All of these, they are all in relevant position. I just want to be clear on that. So I am just speaking to what the government has been engaged in. And I want to be clear in the same way that the entity is monitoring what I'm doing on the internet. And this is what this is. Not only because you're talking about what is an inferior entity. All right. You're talking about what are a bunch of demons who cannot stop what is already done. OK, the fact that your condition is no longer concealed, and I'm going to articulate and make it abundantly clear and unmistakable what are the dangers of the demon possessed, let loose in society. This is what they engage in. This is what happens when they're in positions of government. This is what happens when they're in positions of law enforcement. This is what happens when they're in the medical field. This is public corruption. And that entity aiming directed light inside of this vehicle at 10:46 a.m. I'm going to prosecute all of them for that. Okay. This is the psychopath that's listening to your every word. This is, let me be clear. Let me paint another vivid picture for you. And I put it in such terms because you need to understand what the government is doing. You need to understand the threat that is posed. And it's absolutely unlawful. A sex offender molesting all over your body. All right. Creeping into your room, having no consent to enter, touching you in the dark, okay? Touching all over your breasts, or if you're a male, touching all over your genitalia, touching all over your body, all over your face. And then as you attempt to, if you're a child, say you want to tell your parents about it, you're talking about what is the neighbor or what is the roommate living in the house with your, whoever it is that you might want that's violating you. As you attempt to tell them, not only is that violator stopping you, okay, depicting you as lying, but then they continuously sneak in and violate your body on a daily basis, on a nightly basis. Every opportunity is ceaselessly underway. That's what the government is. That's what the government is doing. That's what the people of the state are doing. That's what they just did right now. Understand that. That's the sex offender that's listening to every syllable. And that's what I mean every time I say, and this is why I document what they are doing, the knowledge that they have as they do it. And you are talking about what is that intense prosecution of every third party. Let me be clear. Walmart is the sex offender engaging in this ongoing P.O.C. That's why I'm molested with directed light at 1333 North Mountain Avenue in what is absolutely abnormal light activity. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department is being documented right now as the sex offender that it is. While those demons drive by aiming directed light inside of the car, it is one entity. The government is acting through the people, through institutions, through companies, through organizations. The government is present everywhere. All right. And the government is a violent sex offender. The government is demon possessed. This is the reality. The government is made up of nothing but people. Understand that. All right. And so you're talking about in the same way that you're identifying for purposes of what the government thinks that it can avoid being identified as a stalker and a criminal because it uses some logo such as Amazon Prime. Oh, no. Then you just thought you use that. What the government tries to use to conceal its criminal conduct, you use it against it. Amazon Prime will be identified as the criminal that it is. It'll be prosecuted as the sex offender that it is. And then at prosecution, you go behind that veil and you name whoever it is. That's how there is no way under no circumstances will the government in any way avoid prosecution. The government's not going to kidnap its way out of justice. It's not going to rob its way out of justice. It's not going to defame its way out of justice. It's not going to sexually violate and harass and terrorize its way out of justice, which is the P.O.C. Okay. So it's 10:49 p.m. And like I was stating, all of these entity remains in relevant position while the state is maintaining activity all around me while I'm publishing, by the way, which I just published moments ago. And this is what the entity is. This is the maniac. OK, the demon-possessed Satan itself operating over the government, over the people of the state. They're maniacs, okay? And you are talking about what is monitoring what I'm doing on my phone, what am I doing? I am publishing what I have referenced before, the documentation that is referred to as log of events, and it's dated October 16th, 2018 to November 14th, 2019. Excuse me, 2018. And I just published that right now. This has been published before, but I published it and it's more in depth with regard to all of the relevant documentation, the videos and the images that I captured during this time frame, and also the locations where I was at and everywhere that federal group stalking and monitoring was underway as I just began documenting, just like a demon drove by right now that I know was following me, and I started writing down their license plates. I started writing it down, taking pictures of them, taking pictures of where I was at, which is documentation relevant today. Everything that these demons are doing, let me tell you something, the long arm of the law is going to reach back to those venues where I was, the Los Angeles Police Department, the Los Angeles, the LA County Sheriff's Department, the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Were engaging in this exact same pattern of conduct, engaging in stalking under a fake sun that was over my head as I began documenting the demon possessed that were placing me, keeping me under surveillance as I became aware of it. Okay. And so, like I said, the ongoing documentation has not stopped. And I have since then. So understand this. There is no statute of limitations with regard to federal group stalking and monitoring. There is none. And also, that is also, a matter of justice. That doesn't even make sense to put some statute of limitations where the government is placing you under surveillance. There is literally an ongoing threat to your life, and let alone there is no statute of limitations where the government is engaging in threatening your life and practicing that which is absolutely antithetical to the very Constitution. In other words, taking on what is the form of a criminal while representing itself on the forefront, on the surface, as some legitimate government body. It is not. It is not. There is no statute of limitations. Okay. You're talking about what is unprecedented, which is never contemplated under federal policy. And I am, by virtue of identifying these demons who continuously to engage in the P.O.C. on behalf of an entire entity, which has been thoroughly documented throughout LA County, Orange County, and San Bernardino County. Okay. They're one entity, and that is flipping on its head, if you will, the government engaging in criminal conduct in concert with a people. That entire people will be prosecuted together, identified, and I have thoroughly done that. And this is the log of events dated, again, October 16, 2018 to November 14, 2018. And this is when I started documenting and writing the people of the state, the same stalkers that are aiming directed light as they're stalking. Okay, that's exactly what I was documenting in 2018, writing down the license plates and identifying, to the extent that I had available to me, those who were following me around. They were absolute strangers stalking me. And I just started writing down their license plates. And that's literally what I did. I just started documenting it. The more I documented the entity, by the way, the more that the pattern of conduct became manifest before me. Do you understand that? So the more that I discerned Satan, in other words, the more that Satan showed its own face. The more that I documented third parties, the more that the demon-possessed law enforcement revealed themselves, made themselves more and more present. They're cockroaches that remain around the crevices at all time. Documenting the people of the state is like throwing out a cookie crumb. They come and get it. Okay. And the more I documented the people, the more that law enforcement was around, which was very, very peculiar. Okay. It stood out like a sore thumb to me, and I started documenting that as well. Okay. And it was one thing it was like a chain reaction. Okay. And not only that, you're dealing with the demonic, you're dealing with demons, and you're dealing with a government. What you become aware of, what you notice, what you take note of, that is fully known. It's a matter of public information amongst this demonic entity, this public entity that's monitoring you and placing you under surveillance. And that is also why it was a chain reaction. The more I became aware, they knew exactly what I became aware of, and the entity therefore became more and more aggressive. And there also lies the reason why the pattern of conduct became more and more manifest as well. All right. So that was literally to its own detriment. But this is for the good. This is for the greater good, to reveal what the government is doing and what is wrong with the people of the state, what is wrong with the government, what their condition is, and how that condition is a very threat to the public. Okay. And so anyway, it's currently 10:54 p.m. And that is the psychopath. That's the maniac stalking from venue to venue, and then listening to the evidence of what is that psychopath conduct, and then engaging in it while they're listening to me document it. That's the sex offender. Okay, that is creeping in and touching all over your genitalia, touching all over your body, without your consent, in your space without your consent, following you all around for no legitimate reason, an obsession and a natural one, a terrorizing one. And this is not just one person. And understand that's even an inadequate picture because you're talking about a person. I'm giving you an illustration in your mind so you can fathom it, but you cannot fathom the government doing that. And that's what the government is doing. And that's exactly who third parties represent. Those demon-possessed stalkers are not present on any First Amendment basis whatsoever. None. You don't have any First Amendment rights to be stalking in the path on behalf of the government, which is exactly what they are doing. That's exactly why this demonic behavioral pattern is underway. You're present on behalf of the state. And you don't have any legal form. In other words, you don't have any legal argument. And that prosecution is sure. But like I said, you are in the United States. You give a demon their day in court, and there's no legal excuse from that prosecution. It does not exist. And as a matter of justice, where the government's engaging in criminal conduct, relying on the people of the state, there shall be no legal excuse or ignorance. And there is no ignorance. You're not dealing with normal people as well. Understand all of the facets of that. There is no ignorance. There is no excuse. They're all monitoring. Okay, they're demons that are psychopaths engaging in the false guise of what's supposed to be normal society. There is no normalcy. That's why I've shown you the cartoon environment that these psychopaths are in. I've shown you the psychopaths flying over my head in circles around me in helicopter, okay? Pacing back and forth in airplanes above me, keeping a fake sun over me. They're psychopaths. That's straight out of hell. Okay, it is currently 10:56 p.m. and that is to document what was surely what I documented at that facilitating venue of Walmart. The demon possessed, engaging and pacing all around me inside of Walmart, including the employee, the black female that I named Ariane, Ariane. She's an African-American female. She was stalking in the path while I was at the register, paying for my merchandise, and she's stalking in the path, especially as I begin documenting the method of what is harassment while federal group stalking and monitoring was underway. Another blackface demon hollering inside of the Walmart, serving to monitor me, which is also terrorism while they know that they are being documented. Understand all of that mindset. That's all going into the analysis and that prosecution. You're also understanding what is a commercial actor, Walmart, and doing so at what is a facilitating venue, Walmart, and then flying over my head in a helicopter while I'm documenting it. You're monitoring the documentation that's going toward the prosecution. I'm being sexually molested in more than one manner. Not only are the demon-possessed patrolling around and then they're looking to touch me, they're predators. I'm being molested with directed light. That's how I'm able to capture in video. Not only the demon flying in a circle in front of me, the demon stalking in the path with the truck with the reverse lights, positioning, in other words, these are demons. And you have what is directed light as I show you my shadows. 2 shadows in front of me and one shadow in front of me and 1 shadow to the right. Those are double shots. Absolutely impossible light activity. It's abnormal. All right. And they are all abnormal as well. All right. That is why I'm able to capture that video and the state engaging in multiple acts of continuously engaging in that helicopter activity, especially as I'm publishing. What I just got through publishing is the log of events, again, referred to as log of events, October 16, 2018 to November 14, 2018. And this is where I resigned from what was the law offices of Michael Bialis upon the realization that the Los Angeles Police Department were engaging in what was monitoring what I was doing inside of a vehicle where that demon-possessed stalker had no human possible way for him to know what he accused me of. And so this is documented, and not only that, in the video that is published on October 16, 2018, you see directed light all over the walls, and this is in downtown Los Angeles. That's not sunlight. That's not reflected light. That's not natural light activity. And what you are learning with federal group stalking and monitoring is you pay attention to the environment. You are in a demonic environment, and it's entirely unnatural. All right. That light activity that you see, not only is it unnatural, but as I go from frame to frame, because I'm recording and then I'll pause a little bit because I was just waiting for a long time. And then I'll start recording again. You'll see the directed light moving. It's in different positions on the wall. The state was just moving directed light across the walls. Massive amounts of directed light on the wall, while the Los Angeles Police Department demons are creating light activity with their motorcycles. And they're also engaging in harassment. They don't have any reasonable suspicion or probable cause. They're monitoring. They were monitoring me, and they knew I didn't have a seatbelt on before I arrived at that intersection. Now, you're dealing with demons who know what you're doing, but they have to, in order to keep this whole system concealed, they have to act on what they can establish that they would naturally know, humanly know. They cannot rely on that which they know as the criminals that they are, and also as the demons that they are. Okay, so let me be clear on that. And that's why you're not operating off of those legal fictions of reasonable suspicion or probable cause, nor do you have any. You are a criminal. You're operating outside of what would be the legitimate government. You don't have that. You're a criminal. So on both of those bases, understand that. And so anyway, this is relevant to what is the log of events. And I just want to be clear, the entity, it does not stop. And what I'm documenting, the state engaging in via helicopter 5 additional times, and the demon-possessed patrolling past. You've seen these demon-possessed stalkers during the day under a fake sun over me, in directed light, crossing path while they are stalking. This is the thing. I've literally captured, there's no hiding with their stalking activity. They're stalking in plain sight. There is no argument. You're talking about what has never been contemplated with regard to prosecuting this system. The government never planned for that. Understand, the government never intended on the notion of being documented, being prosecuted. These demon-possessed stalkers, these terrorists, are stalking in plain sight. They're terrorizing in plain sight. And every single aspect of that pattern of conduct is irrefutable. It is insurmountable as well. Okay. And so anyway, like I said, this is not stopping. This is what the entity is engaging on a ceaseless basis. The demon possessed are obsessed with me. They are stalking me, keeping me on their radar. Everything about what they do, as they do it, where they do it, is about me. Okay. And that's what you need to understand. And that's the reality of what are the demon possessed. They are inferior creatures, not existing with regard to their own they don't have any significance. Their significance is on another, and that's me. Their significance is about what I'm doing and about what I am now revealing and prosecuting. Their entire existence. And you see that through what? The environment. A fake sun over me, a fake moon over me, molested with abnormal light all over, which is conducive to monitoring me, surveilling me with communication devices, and on a massive scale. It's all about me. Okay, that's terrorism, by the way. And the government is engaging. These demons are consistently doing that. They're repeatedly doing that. And like I said, 325 West G Street, 603 North Fern, 621 North Fern, and these are just the addresses that I have repeated before. The zone of relevant positioning goes beyond this street, and that is documentation against the entirety of the entity in relevant position that's going to be prosecuted. You literally can pull out, or it's not back in the day anymore. You look up on the internet, the zone where I'm at, because you're talking about a massive prosecution, okay? Because I'm subject to surveillance right now. The entirety of the entity is listening to they're listening to my very breathing pattern. They're listening to everything. They're psychopaths. And that's what demons are doing, okay? That's why they engage in stalking with noise as I move my baby toe inside of my shoes, which you cannot see. That's a psychopath, and that's a demon. That's also a stalker, okay? It's currently 11:02 p.m., and this is P.O.C. That is P.O.C. All right, this is the psychopath Tracy Banks. I just want to document this. It's also documented on text messages. Everything that I converse with her about is a matter of record. It's about her documentation and its ongoing engagement in elements monitoring. But it is currently 11:24 p.m. She set the alarm on the car so that if I open the door, it is the creation of simultaneous activity. Understand that. And you are not accidentally setting the alarm on the vehicle when someone like myself is sleeping in the car. That's not an accident. And the text messages are revealing what is a very disturbed individual. This is a demon that I'm dealing with malice takes on the form. This is malice personified, and malice does not have to have a very high intelligent quotient, by the way. Malice is that which is regard to that which is treacherous, okay? That which is desperate and determined with regard to doing wicked, okay? That which is wicked. That's what she represents. Anyway, let me be clear. That is harm. That is harmful. It's not just setting an alarm. First of all, you're not forgetting that I'm sleeping in the car. Second of all, you did not accidentally set the alarm on the vehicle. And third of all, you're not ignorant of the fact that it's on. This is the pattern of conduct. First of all, that's how also you understand that. It's the pattern of conduct. And it is the doing so in the event that I try to get out the car First of all, that's ongoing activity creation for all the demons around who are monitoring. The state is flying over 5+ times by helicopter. This is P.O.C. Okay. And making sure that I am surrounded with that method of audible activity as I make any sudden moves. And that is speaking to what is one that has your nothing but your harm intended. And that is Tracy Banks. Okay. And that's why I wanted to document that. She's engaged in the P.O.C. by virtue of that conduct intending to harm me, making sure that I remain subject to what are the criminal elements which is criminal facilitation, while she is engaged in surveillance and what is demonic activity with the government, with the people of the state. And that's doing her part by setting the alarm in the car that I'm sleeping in, which she is very much aware of. And she did not accidentally set the alarm. And so in the text message, you're witnessing what is a psychopath feigning ignorance. All right. In the same way that the demons are feigning ignorance as they're placing their back to you, and the psychopath is standing in directed light. They're standing under that which is not even the sun. They are in relevant position while that which is not sunlight is flying all about. That's the psychopath. And that's what I'm dealing with. And that's why I also put it in writing with regard to what she's doing. Not because I don't know what it is. Not because I don't know that she didn't do that. Because she intends my harm. She does not intend my overall good. You're talking about documenting her. That's what that's about. I'm going to prosecute her. And every time I say it, because I know that psychopath is listening. And I told her years ago what's going to happen. And she's listening to every word as well. Okay. Just like the rest of the demons. I already told her what's going to happen. And she's witnessing it happen syllable by syllable as I continue to break that down. It's 11:26 p.m. And that is Tracy Banks engaging in federal group stalking and monitoring, threatening my life, keeping me surrounded with audible activity, while she's also presenting me and keeping me exposed by virtue of sleeping in a car, because she's a criminal and a sex offender that doesn't want to be documented. So she keeps me at bay where she can still monitor, and she's doing so facilitating that with the rest of the government as well. The P.O.C. doesn't stop. This is about the fact that I documented her, and I'm still documenting her. And when I'm sleeping at the museum, I'm documenting her. It doesn't matter. When I'm kidnapped, I'm documenting her. There is no stopping it. Like I said, you make it more intense on yourself because it's not stopping. And it's 11:27 p.m. This is P.O.C. 4 NLA 797. And it is 11:29 p.m. So the demons you see at 7-Eleven on surveillance cameras, what I'm referencing, they're on surveillance cameras. They are engaging in federal stalking. They already know that I'm coming right now. Tracy Banks using her alarm as a means of stalking with activity. 80616G2. You can go put the stuff in the car and turn the alarm off. 7AEA 653. 6LTF 296. So understand that her setting the alarm is a means of stalking with audible activity. That's what she's doing. Oh, and light activity. The lights and the alarm sound as you open the door. You see how demons engage in the P.O.C.? All right, stalking, maintaining presence at the 7-Eleven 6UWT 573. And it's 11:30 a.m. I'm going to be on surveillance cameras inside of 636 North Vine. This is the 7-Eleven with whom Tracy Banks is monitoring as well. Okay, this is P.O.C.